These coin-eating machines tested your reflexes as you tried to save the world. And this magical movie kingdom was where you started your weekend plans. Today we take a look at 10 things from the 1980s that trigger your nostalgia. Arcade games were a big part of youth culture during this era. These games were housed in large, colorful cabinets and were found in amusement arcades, malls, and even some restaurants. Players would insert coins to play games like Pac-Man, Centipede, and Donkey Kong, which were known for their simple yet addictive gameplay. The golden age of arcade video games, from the late 1970s to the mid-1980s, saw rapid technological advancements and an explosion in popularity. Arcades became social hubs where friends would gather, compete, and show off their skills. By 1981, the arcade video game industry in the US was worth a staggering $8 billion. MTV, which stands for Music Television, is a famous American cable TV channel that started on August 1, 1981. It was a big deal because it was the first channel to play music videos all day, hosted by cool people called VJs or video jockeys. At first, MTV was only available in a few places, but it quickly became popular all over the world. It helped make music videos a big part of the industry and even sparked the second British invasion in the US. Over time, MTV changed and started showing different things, like reality shows and music news. The very first music video ever played on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. In the 1980s, going to Blockbuster was a popular activity for many families and friends. Founded in 1985 by David Cook, Blockbuster quickly became a favorite spot for renting movies and video games. People would browse through rows of VHS and Betamax tapes, picking out films to watch over the weekend. It was exciting to find a new release or a favorite classic to enjoy. Blockbuster stores were an iconic part of American culture, offering a unique experience over other video rental shops at the time. At its peak, Blockbuster had over 9,000 stores worldwide and was opening a new store every 24 hours. The Rubiks Cube, a 3D combination puzzle, was invented in 1974 by Erno Rubik, a Hungarian architect and professor. Initially called the Magic Cube, it was designed not as a toy, but as a way to help students understand three-dimensional geometry. The cube was made up of smaller cubes that could rotate independently without the whole structure falling apart. By the early 1980s, the Rubiks Cube had become a global sensation, challenging both kids and adults with its seemingly simple yet complex puzzle. It was more than just a toy. It became a symbol of intelligence, problem-solving, and creativity. As of March 2021, over 450 million cubes have been sold worldwide, making it the world's best-selling puzzle game and toy. Aerobics became a popular form of exercise in the 80s, combining rhythmic exercise with stretching and strength training routines. It was usually performed to music and often in group settings led by an instructor. The trend gained massive popularity after the release of Jane Fonda's workout video in 1982, which sparked an industry boom. It was known for its fashionable accessories, such as sweatbands, leotards, tube socks, and scrunchies. Aerobics classes varied in intensity and complexity, catering to different fitness levels. The specific exercise method of aerobics was developed by Dr. Kenneth H. Cooper and Colonel Pauline Potts of the U.S. Air Force. In the late 1970s and 80s, there was a big competition between two types of videotapes, Betamax and VHS. Sony introduced Betamax in 1975, and it was the first on the market. But soon, JVC came out with VHS, which stood for Video Home System. People liked VHS more because the tapes could record for longer, even though some people thought Betamax had better picture quality. By the early 1980s, more people were buying VHS players, and movie stores started having more VHS tapes than Betamax. Even though Betamax was first, VHS won the war, and by 1987 it made up 90% of the video recorder market in the United States. Glam metal, also known as hair metal, became a huge part of music culture during the 80s. This style of music combined traditional heavy metal with pop-influenced hooks and guitar riffs, creating upbeat rock anthems and emotional power ballads. Bands like Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and Poison were famous for their flashy clothing, makeup, and big hair, which were all part of the glam metal image. These bands enjoyed great success, especially from 1983 to 1991, where their music videos frequently played on MTV. Their songs often focused on themes of love and lust, appealing to a wide audience. Glam metal bands became known for their extravagant lifestyles, filled with late-night parties and debauchery, which were widely covered in the media. Trivial Pursuit, a board game that challenges players with questions on various topics, was created in 1979 by Chris Haney and Scott Abbott. They came up with the idea after finding pieces of their Scrabble game missing and deciding to create their own game. Released in 1981, Trivial Pursuit quickly became a favorite in households, combining entertainment with a test of general knowledge. Players move around a board, answering questions from 6 categories to earn colored wedges for their pre-shaped game pieces. The goal is to collect all 6 wedges and answer a final question correctly. By 1986, Trivial Pursuit had sold 20 million units, growing 600 million in sales, showing its immense popularity. Cabbage Patch Kids, a line of dolls with cloth bodies and plastic heads, were first produced by Coleco Industries in 1982. These dolls were inspired by The Little People, soft sculptured dolls created by Xavier Roberts, an art student. Each doll came with a unique birth certificate and adoption papers, making them more than just toys. They were little characters children could care for. The dolls were initially sold at arts and crafts shows and then at Babyland General Hospital, a converted medical clinic in Georgia. They became a massive hit in the 1980s, setting toy industry sales records for 3 consecutive years. The name Cabbage Patch Kids was chosen because the original creator was depicted as a young boy who discovered these special dolls in a magical cabbage patch. In the 1980s, a group of young actors known as the Brat Pack became famous for their roles in teen-oriented coming-of-age films. The term Brat Pack was first used in a 1985 New York Magazine article, which described these actors in their early 20s. Core members of the Brat Pack included Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy. They starred in iconic movies like The Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire, which are often considered prerequisites for being part of this group. These films and their stars significantly influenced 1980s youth culture and cinema. Emilio Estevez was cited as the unofficial president of the Brat Pack, and he and Demi Moore were once engaged. If you enjoyed this American Rewind video, go ahead and watch the next one. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.